Assalamu-Alaikum everyone, hope all of you are doing well. It's me Abdul Hanan. So in today's video we are discussing about the Go High Level Funnel section. So this video is most important, so you have to pay attention throughout the video. This will help you to work in the funnel section. So you have to come to the sites and click on the funnels. You will see this interface. You have to option new funnel and the create folder. You can create the folder for organizing multiple funnels and the multiple client funnels such as consultation funnel, confirm, and then you have to click on the new funnel. You have three options basically: from blank, from AI, from template. We are discussing funnel AI and from the template later in the next videos, but today we are working on this section. So we can enter the name like main funnel. You can enter the name according to your business, according to your client needs. Click on create. And then you have to add new step. You have entered the name, mostly we are enter the name like opt-in page, where you can get the leads data slash opt-in for the path, and you can also import the funnel from the ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is also basically a CRM that allow you to import the funnel into the high level through the ClickFunnels funnel URL. Okay, so you have to click here, click create funnel step, and you have two option here. Is the product. We can add the product by creating the product. The product is based on your course product, and the product which is recurring, and some physical product that is delivered to the client, and some membership product. So we can add product here. We get discussing product section deeply later in our next videos. And for the public section, where you can change the name of the funnel or update the step. And go back to the overview. You have also few option here top. You can also check the stats of the funnel here. You can also check the page views, the opt-ins, the sales generated, and the earning page view if you're running the ads and the Google AdSense page whenever the user click on the ads. So here is a sale when you have the product on your funnel, and you can enter and you can check the detail here also. Okay, the next is security, where you can add the security headers. We can discuss later in the next. We can discuss about the security in our later videos. And the events, if you have some events, and this is related to the metadata, we are discussing later in our next video. And the next is settings, where you can check your name, domain, and the path, and the fav icon URL. We are explaining each and everything in our next videos, but today we are just overview each and every step. And the chat widget, the widget that will allow you to add on the page for the user interaction. When you create, you have see the chat widget here. And the next is the payment section. The payment section is like that. Whenever you want to test the payment, so you can click to test on, go to the test mode and check the everything is goes well. When you're delivering the project, you have to make sure that it is live, and you have to require credit card, optimize JavaScript, and the image optimization. And the last option is GDPR compliant font. So GDPR is basically stand for General Data Protection Regulation, in which our IP address didn't send to the third-party tools. So the next, you have to go to the main step. You have to click here and click edit page in new tab. It takes some time. It's also depend on your internet quality, on your laptop speed, so it takes some time. Okay, so your builder is open and you have seen multiple option. We can check each and everything about the builder, and click here to add the element. So we have sections, rows, elements, pre-built sections, saved asset, widget marketplace. So we have widget marketplace, buttons, forms and surveys, social media icons, countdown timers, images and the progress bar. So there are multiple things. So first you have to explore the section. Click the section and click here. So section is basically the main thing in which all the elements are stored. Okay, for now you have to remember that the section is in the green color. That will help you to add rows, add columns and add elements. So the add, when you add, you have to add the row. We can add the row. So now we are adding one row. So next you have to add two columns. Okay, so there is a main section in which there is a row and then we have two columns, in which column we can add multiple elements as we want, as we need. Okay, for example we can add here image and we can search it image, and next we can add heading. So you can add image and the heading here. So the next thing is, when you click here you can see, close this, and here is the second setting icon. So when you close this, here is the setting icon, open settings. You can see multiple things. So remember that you can add the section name as you want and the stickiness, which means you have the header of the funnel or the site, and you want whenever someone scroll they didn't hide, they will stick to the top. Okay, so we can explain it later more clearly, but now you can understand it like that. Something that is on the header will stay at the top when someone scrolls. Okay, and similarly stick to the bottom when on scroll. So whenever someone scroll down, the header will stick to the bottom. Okay, so the next is allow row to untake entire width. Now you can see this is a row, and if I click here, allow row to take entire width, now the width of the row is completely taken. Okay, you can see, look at here, look at there, and when you can see, look. So this is most important thing, and mostly you have to turn off the toggle because this will help you to organize all the element, and we can explain it in the next video. But now just take the whole concept of how the column, rows and the section is work. So the main is section, and then we have blue color is called row, and then we have columns, and in columns we can add element, multiple elements. We can also discuss the element later in the videos. Okay, so in the settings we can add the gradients and select the colors like this one, and the end color is this. I think we can select something different like this. You can change the opacity of the each color and add more color, add more color, add more color as you want. And you can also select the gradient type. You want radial one, you want angular one, so it's depend on you, but most probably it's used the linear, so it looks so awkward, so I can remove it. You can set the angle of the color, which color do you want or not. You want the blur background, if you add the image in the background, so this will appear. And the full width, you want the wide angle, you want the minimum wide, you want the small, and you want the full. Okay, so these are the general settings of the section. Now come to the style option of the section. You have the border, you can add the full border, you can add the bottom border, you can add the top border, top and bottom border 3 pixels. Okay, so These are all the important things when we are building the funnel in the live, so we can see each and everything. But now remember that if I can okay, so if I can select the full border, you can see the border at the end of the section. Okay, so you can select the width as you want, and you can also select the colors like gray, the pink. It's all depend on your needs, on what you're building. And the border radius, you can also increase the radius, and the radius is basically the corner edges. You can round the corner edges as you want. Most probably it's going to go to 25, and the radius is okay. So the next, you want the radius, or and you want you can enter the radius of the 50 or the 25. You can add the radius on your top edges. Look, the bottom edges is still rectangular. If you want the bottom edges, the upper edges is clear. And the next most important thing, padding and the margins. So remember that this is a section, this is the element. So remember that padding and the margin is the most important concept you have to understand clearly. So look at the space inside the column. For understanding, I can take the example of this column. Okay, you can see there is a little bit height, and the upper and the lower side, and also for the right and the left side. When you comes to 0, and you can see the look, so there is a padding is inside the element, and the margin is outside the element. So the you have to see that the padding is basically the inside the element. Okay, so you can adjust the padding according to your need, according to your height. You know what, I think you can think this is too boring, but this is the most important concept that will help you to make the grip in the funnel development. You can see, if I can increase the padding on the left side, you can see there is a space in between the column and the element is increased. Okay, so you have to make sure there is some 10, and we can also set their margin to their padding to 10 and the margin to 0. Okay, so the next is, so this is all about the padding and the margin, and you can also make the grip when we are building the funnel and working on the main element. So next is custom clause. So this is related to the code section. So when we are working on the custom element, we can explain it later. And this is the CSS selector. This is mostly used for the add the some animation, add like some CSS effect. Means that you are want to add effect, some slide effect to the CSS, so you have to add the class in the CSS code. Okay, so next we have multiple option. Here we can go through each and everything. There is a layer option. You can check the layers of all the sections, like we can select the main page, the section, the column, the row, and another column and another column. Okay, so this is the layer concept. These all are the on the layers of each other. Okay, so the section is a main layer. So the next is pages. When we have multiple page, we can go to another page. Like here is a consultation page, we can go through here, click on the consultation, and the consultation page is open. Next is a tracking code. We can understand and explain the header and the footer tracking code later in the video, but now understand this is basically to track the traffic and your page visitors. Okay, so the next is custom CSS, the mostly used section in the funnel building when you are add animation effect to the custom CSS. So this is most important when we are building the funnel. We are go through it. You have to enter the code, click on the save, the effect is applied. And the next section is typography. You can select the headline font, and you can also select the content font, the text color, and the link color. This is related to that when you have the similar font throughout the page and the similar color throughout the page, so you can enter the main headline font and the content font through here. Okay, so you can click here. There are multiple fonts. You can also option to upload the fonts when you are using some Google fonts. And the next is background. You can want to add the background color. You can click here and select the background when you want some specific image in the background, so you can upload through your computer and then add through here. And the next is pop-up. Something is like that. Pop-up is a form. We can add the forms and the headings. This will something like that. You have to explain and understand is in this scenario, like the the visitor comes to your page, your site is load, and you can select the in the settings how they will appear. Like in the settings you have to close the pop-up on the clicking outside and show pop-up on exit. On delay we can set the delay of the. Okay, so the next we can also select the pop-up on delay, and we can want to show the pop-up on first after first 5 seconds. Now the pop-up we have mostly basically the form for the lead to enter the data. You can add the color, images, video, the background color, the location of the pop-up. Mostly this one is used, and the overlay color, like you want in the background color when the pop-up appear the background it's look like this, but mostly it's used this, so you don't want to change it because it look natural. And next, you can disable the pop-up when you don't want the pop-up on the user's site. And the next is style. You can select the border, full border, and the solid dash, maximum width, and top edges, bottom edges. You can select the radius and the box shadow. Click here and spread it, increase it. Look at there is a box shadow. You can select the color, some strong for the example point of view. This is looks appear. So this all depend on your needs, and the depend on your business needs and the client needs. Similarly, the custom class we are discussing when we are working on the code section, and the CSS selector when you want to add some animation, some hover effect on it. And the next, SEO metadata. This is related to the SEO, in which we can enter the title and the description, the author, the social media images, the keywords, and update SEO. But this is most basic form of SEO, so ignore it, we didn't need it. And this is a preview of the custom code section when you are working on the custom code elements, so you can preview it. And this is the cookie consent section. We didn't need this, so ignore it. So yeah, that's it about the builder. So yeah, that's it for the builder overview. I hope you can understand it, and if you need any help, any assistance, feel free to ask in the comments. I hope I will respond each comment. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you like the video, subscribe my YouTube channel. Till then, Allah Hafiz.